Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a bit of an interesting video for you here today from Regal Change titled Nearly All Married Men Tell Me Not to Get Married. So, not only do we have a lot of unmarried guys refusing to marry, but we also have a lot of men apparently in marriages who are telling other men that it's a bad idea to get married in the first place. Now, this is something that I've said on the channel for quite some time, guys. There is definitely a lot of risk to marriage. Marriage these days is quite honestly just a scam for men. But let's jump right into this video. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments.
So many men, nearly all men that I've talked to that are married, have encouraged me not to get married and have told me that they encourage other men not to get married. And it's no secret that a lot of men nowadays are not taking marriage seriously, at least in the Western cultures and society. And the reason for that is mainly due to the laws. I mean, it's really remarkable that a woman can cheat on her husband and still get custody of the kids. It's like, you really, really, government, you want to have somebody that is capable of deception and cruelty toward their own flesh and blood to run the household? Like, oh wait, that's our government in the United States. So it does make sense, actually. So
it's not just in the United States, it's in lots of other places in Western society as well. But I will say this, a lot of guys, it's not that men aren't taking marriage seriously. Men take marriage very seriously. They understand how serious it is. They understand that it's a lifelong commitment that comes with a lot of risks these days. And because men take marriage seriously, that's why they're not doing it, right? A lot of guys understand that, hey, marriage, I get it, I understand. In fact, a lot of guys want to get married one day, but they don't want to get raked through the process that is divorce and lose absolutely everything, among a bunch of other issues.
So it's almost like every single law around marriage right now in the United States and just in the West in general is contrasted with favoring women. And I've had some really terrible stories that I've heard from men, and the women have had to pay little to no consequences for those actions. So what do you get in a society where there's always going to be a safety net for women? There's always going to be a safety net for a woman to fall back on, because she can, and you know, I'm making this video, I want to make it clear, I'm making this video not to degrade women or anything like that, but to simply tell the truth about what can happen in these situations, because a lot of the women want you to believe, and in society, men have been coerced to believe that women ought to be the center of their world. And women operate under this assumption, and they consistently feed each other delusions and fantasies, all up into the point in which a real man is able to make them fold under their own psychology. And the only reason that a real man can do that is because he's seen his own darkness, and he knows what women are capable of as well. And he doesn't judge the women for it. He doesn't necessarily condemn women for it, because he understands that, biologically speaking, a woman's main goal is to survive, and a woman will do whatever is necessary to do that. And
yeah, see, here's the main problem with this whole government intervention and things in marriage, right? And first of all, to address this guy's question, right? What's going to happen? I'll tell you what's going to happen. Men are just going to opt out. It's really, really quite simple. If you set up a situation like this where men do not win, right? There is no, like, I mean, obviously it does happen. Men get into successful marriages, they have a family, they live happily ever after, sure. But if you guys look at this divorce statistics, they are absolutely terrifying, man. And the majority of divorces are initiated by women, right? So it's not like a disliking women thing. It has actually nothing to do with that. It just has to do with the fact that why would a man put himself in such a dangerous situation? Right? Why does a man have to risk absolutely everything? Because it seems to me, guys, in a lot of these cases, the women don't risk crap. And I'll tell you why the women don't really risk anything, particularly financially as well, is because they're not dating dudes who earn less money than them, right? I mean marrying them specifically, right? Typically, they're going out here, they're marrying the dudes who can provide. Then they get bored and they want to return to the fun lifestyle that they had before, and so they divorce him, take the kids, and try and take his money, right? It's not that every woman is going to do this to you. It's just that every woman has the ability to do this to you. And also, I mean, you don't pay things like child support, alimony. Hey, government will just throw you in jail. So dudes don't want to deal with this. They're not interested.
This is very clearly done in and expressed in the Adam and Eve story, because what Eve was beguiled by the serpent was not just temptation, but of mystery and curiosity. And women have this explicit imagination. Any man that's dealt with a lot of different kinds of women understands this, because a woman's imagination is, as a man, your best friend, because she has such a vivid imagination that just the words that you speak can influence her. If you have a masculine influence, that is, can influence her to think about a variety of different ways and things that you can say. It's kind of like a double entendre or a triple entendre. So you can say certain things and have her mind thinking to herself, well, what could that mean? What could that mean? What could that mean? And it's the healthy excitement that you're going to go for as a man in the relationship, but ultimately women are also very much attracted to that dark excitement because it's taboo. It's not something that you're supposed to do, right? It's not something that you're supposed to be doing. And I've had women where I didn't even know they had families. And this was years ago, but I didn't even know this woman had a family up until about a month or 2 months into talking to her. And she was very clear, quote unquote, about her being available. She made it seem like she was single and she was ready to mingle, right? Never mind, this woman legitimately had a full-fledged family at home. And I think at this point most men are beginning to realize that if a woman has a 9-to-5 job, or really any kind of job, it's highly possible that she is cheating on you, because it's just the norm nowadays.
Yeah, I'll say this on this particular situation. I think he's totally correct here, right? Men have been brought up to believe that women can do no wrong and all of this kind of stuff. But the infidelity speaks otherwise. Women are just very, very sneaky about this crap. And with regards to what he says about work here, I'll keep it straight up honest, guys. A lot of these women, they have work boyfriends. They really do. They have dudes at work that they talk to all the time, that they're, things are getting a bit inappropriate, okay? They've got their Instagram DMs open to the public. Like, guys, if you don't believe what I'm saying, man, just look at the average woman's Instagram DMs, okay? You want to ruin your relationship real quick? Ask to look at your woman's Instagram DMs, and don't let her touch the phone before you look. I guarantee you she'll refuse. Or I can pretty much guarantee, right? Like, guys, these women are out here talking to a whole bunch of different guys, and the streets are a-calling at all times. I think this guy is absolutely right here. A lot of these work situations, women will try and convince you that they have these guy friends and all of this crap. No, they don't, man. They have dudes that they know very well are interested in them. They like the attention, they like the validation, and sometimes it goes a bit further. So, no thank you, man. And again, not every woman is going to do this, but the sheer amount of options that women have is just ridiculous, man. It is absolutely insane how many options women have compared to the average man, and they don't even see the discrepancy. The reason why this discrepancy matters so much, guys, is because, you know, if you provide all of these opportunities to an individual, eventually they're just going to take one. You know, not always, but the probability is a lot higher.
It's just the norm. So if she goes somewhere to work and she's not remote, that's a large possibility that she's cheating. And if you don't believe me, look at the marriage statistics, right? Out of the 50% of marriages that end up in divorce, 80% of those divorces are initiated by women, right? So that means that...
I think also, excuse me, I'm just drinking my coffee here. I think also it goes up to 90%. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong there in the comments, but for college-educated women, they're even more likely to divorce you. So all of these women going through the university indoctrination camps, more likely to divorce you as well.
Out of that 50% of marriages that are ending in divorce, 40% are initiated by women. So women simply are not wanting to be in relationships anymore, and men are beginning to realize this. And there's a lot of men that are waking up to it, and there's a lot of men that are beginning to realize that they just want a family. You know, they want a relationship with a loyal woman that they don't have to wonder about. But it seems like you're going to have to become a narcissistic superhero in order to just have the emotional stimulation to keep a woman around.
I mean, here's the worst part of the situation, man. You can be some giga chad, right? You can be a really attractive guy, lots of status, lots of money, tall, physique, you know, list it all. You can have the characteristic, you can be a good provider, but at the same time, you could be mysterious. I mean, you can give these women absolutely everything. But the problem is, so many of them have been with so many dudes, they cannot stay in a stable relationship. You can give them positive things, you can give them a great life, but eventually it just becomes boring and they go back to wanting the streets. And this is why dudes biologically care so much about body count, because we understand, guys, a woman goes out there, she gets with a whole bunch of dudes, she's never going to be, you know, she can't stay in a relationship. She simply cannot do it. And this is happening for more and more women these days, guys, right? Like, it's encouraged to basically go out there and hook up with a whole bunch of dudes, post questionable photos of yourself all over Instagram, and they call this empowerment, right? They lied to women, and they told that this was great for them. This is empowering. This is, you know, you're so strong and independent. Look at you go. But really, it's just sabotaging their futures and their relationships and their families with men. That's really the way it goes, guys, right? So many of these women empowering films and all this crap you see nowadays is really just selling women a lie. It straight up is. It'll ruin their relationships. They just cannot stay in one. So, you know, you can give some... I mean, this happens to actors. This happens to highly wealthy men. They get divorced. They lose all their money. You know, some of these women, you can just never make them happy, man. That's the bottom line. Some of these women are just bottomless pits that you don't want to be investing into.
And a lot of men are saying, I'm out. And a lot of them are saying, I'm just going to focus on myself and I'm going to live my life in peace. And a lot of them are going to be in the relationships and they want to continue their bloodline. And I think what the healthy thing to do in this situation is to accept that at any point a woman could leave you and you her. That's really that. Marriage is not what it used to be anymore, at least legally speaking. Legally speaking, marriage is not at all what it used to be. So what do you do in a society which favors the divorcing of families and ostracizes people based off of their preferences of wanting a relationship, a long-term stable relationship? What do you get in a society when when you do those things? Well, you get nowhere. You don't get anywhere. The creation of life comes to a halt, and spiritual death begins to run wild and rampant. And yet it's almost like it's just let me give you some more perspective here. There was, at the gym today, there was a woman, and this just really gave me an indication on how out of touch women are with the male experience. Like, I knew that, like, I know it already, and I don't expect women to know it. I don't expect women to know that, but it just goes to show how out of touch they really are. There was a couple of women talking next to me while I was doing some curls, and they were talking about their relationships, because as women usually do, and they were talking about what the guy's got and his status, and oh, he's only got 2 family restaurants up in whatever city. And the woman was like, only 2 restaurants? Like, he needs to have at least 5 for you to consider him. And I was just thinking to myself, like, who are you? Like,
Yeah, where's your restaurants, you loser? What is this, man? Yeah, and this is part of the ever-increasing standards that modern women have for men these days, right? It's not that every woman, particularly in their 20s, are going to have these ridiculous standards. It just happens more and more as this attitude and culture goes forward, and also as women get older. Okay, it gets to the point, man, some of these women, they hit 30, they're so damn delusional. Oh, my man's got to have this, he's got to have that, I want a dude to be earning this much. Some of these people have absolutely no perspective on, as this man says, number one, the male perspective at all, and number 2, they don't even know how much the normal earning amounts even are in their respective countries. They have no idea what the average man earns, and they're looking for 10, 50 times what the average earns, and they have no idea, and they don't even care, man. They're like, yeah, I'm not gonna get with this guy, and unless he earns this much money. And the most disgusting part about all of these stories, guys, these women who say this crap, I guarantee you they've hooked up with an attractive guy who was completely broke. I guarantee it, man. And then they all rationalize it as, oh, I've done my healing. I'm 30 now, so I know what I want. I want a rich man. I'm ready to be looked after. Get out of here, Karen. You're disgusting.
Have you guys noticed that some of my videos have gone missing over here on YouTube? That is because I am slowly moving them over to locals where I can actually host them without the risk of getting in trouble. If you are not aware, many creators are starting to move over to places like locals, Rumble, etc. because YouTube is not really a free speech platform. So if you are interested in supporting the channel and getting access to videos that are no longer available here, make sure that you come and join us over on locals. The link will be in the video description down below. Supporters get access to their own exclusive videos that are no longer available to the public, so make sure you go to the link in the description and join us over there now. But anyway, guys, back to today's episode.
Who are you? You expect these guys that you're dealing with to own restaurants everywhere? Like, is that really what... Like, is that the standard now? Holy moly, because you're looking at not a lot of men at all. And it's not like these women aren't attractive, or it's not like, they weren't necessarily cooperative, but, I mean, they were kind of bitter.
I mean, I don't find what they said to be attractive at all. You can be a very attractive woman. As soon as you say crap like this, you're just completely unattractive.
They were kind of bitter. There was a bitter energy about them. And I just thought to myself, how could a woman so bitter expect so much? I guess that's the definition of bitter, but it was astounding to me to hear that and to think to myself, like, this guy's probably, I don't know, like she looked like she was in her mid 20s, and the guy that she's probably talking about is probably in his, late 20s or early 30s or something like that. This guy's built himself up, or has been a part of a family legacy enough to where he's got 2 restaurants. And they were talking about also how if they're involved with certain programs that they go to each year or whatever, and I don't remember the name of the program, but apparently it was like a VIP program or whatever. And I just thought to myself, like, these women are sitting here complaining about how their men aren't doing enough, and yet the man's probably working his tail off just to be able to provide and to do everything he can to be a part of a building family legacy.
Yeah, see, the problem is that women don't generally give a damn how hard you're trying. Oh, I'm trying super hard, but things are difficult and it takes many years and blah. Women don't want to hear this crap. They don't really care about your struggles in general. They just kind of care about where you're at. You see what I'm saying? They don't care so much about the journey. The bottom line is he making bread? Is he where I need him to be? Or is he not? Okay? This is why, man, I swear to you, dudes can go in and out of prison, and some women just don't care as long as he's got the money. You see what I'm saying? The ends, they don't really care about the means. They just kind of care about the ends. There's a saying that women just kind of wait at the finish line for the winners. And this is, for the most part, pretty damn true, man. Gone are the days, or at least far rarer are the days, where you'll find a woman, you'll be completely broke, and then, you'll build up and she'll stay with you the whole time while you're struggling through thick and thin. Right? Thick and thin is damn well gone these days, man. I mean, thick and thin in marriage, these women are throwing out marriages like it's absolutely nothing. So, I'm sure there's many stories probably of people in the comments who are watching this particular video. I don't know, maybe you've got a wife, or maybe you're one of the 3.5 women who watch this channel and you've had a husband for a long time and you were with him when he made nothing and now you guys are doing well off. That's fantastic, okay? But those stories are fewer and further between these days, because women are just looking for dudes who are at the finish line. They don't care about the dude struggling. They don't care about the dude grinding. And this is why, by the way, guys, when those dudes who are grinding and struggling, when they become successful and when they do good in life, they will refuse to date you. They will turn around and they will say, screw you, man. I'm not getting with you. You didn't care about me when I was struggling, but now that I'm something, you want to be part of my life? A lot of guys will just say hell no. They'll have fun with you, but they won't commit to you.
And it's just not enough for these bimbos? I mean, are you serious? That was kind of my thought process. And then they began to complain about, they're in a cutting phase and they're in a caloric deficit, and like, oh, it's just so hard to be a girl, like when you're on your period, and just like, I mean, damn, like, you're just talking about this shit, like, but
I tell you what, I've heard some absolutely stupid crap in the gyms as well, man. I've changed my gym time, but I used to go when there was a lot of people in the gym, peak hour kind of thing, and I was going there, and one day I was doing some particular leg machine at the time, right? And this girl was standing next to me, and there was a group of her guy, quote-unquote, friends that were all standing around. And this woman was proceeding to stand there and explain to all of the guy, quote-unquote, friends, how her friend stabbed her in the back and started hooking up with this guy that her friend told her to stop seeing. And she sent him, like, spicy photos on Snapchat and everything. So here you have a woman talking about the fact that she was hooking up with some Chad and talking to him on Snapchat. Her friend backstabbed her. And then she's sharing all this information with a bunch of random dudes at the gym. I'm like, what in the degenerate garbage is this? But you know what, guys? It's so damn common, right? This degeneracy, this kind of nonsense, these expectations for men who women actually chase. A lot of guys are waking up and, this isn't going to end well for the women, man. Like, a lot of guys, they're withdrawing the long-term relationships commitments from women. And this is something that benefited women a lot more than it did men. It really did. So have fun out there in the workforce, ladies. Have fun perpetually chasing the men who don't want you, because it makes for some damn hilarious content. Let's continue.
like just out in the open. Women have no shame anymore. And I begin to see now, like, after seeing all this stuff and all the research and just seeing it out and about, I'm just thinking to myself, you know, I can totally understand why men encourage me not to get married. I can totally understand it. I'm not saying that I'm encouraging you to not get married, by the way. I think whether you're a male or female watching this, we need more families. We need more stable family units, and if you really want that in your life, you've got to start acting like it.
I mean, I'm going to encourage men not to get married. Like, if this guy's not going to do it, I absolutely will. I think marriage for men is an absolutely terrible idea, right? You know, marriage as an institution, it was a great thing. It was a great run, great idea. Building families, building connections, building communities. Fantastic. I think marriage, a lot of guys, again, a lot of men do not have a problem with marriage. In fact, a lot of guys want to get married. They want to have that forever person. They want to have a family. They want to have a home. They don't mind providing for a woman. They just want a home. They want somewhere that's peaceful, and they want a family. And marriage back in the day, that used to be a fantastic way of doing that, a fantastic way to facilitate that, bring everything together. These days, I'm just going to keep it pretty blunt here, it's a scam. You know, it's a scam for men. Men get the raw end of the deal. They have to risk absolutely everything. They risk typically losing the children. I mean, losing a lot of their income. Women can leave simply because they feel like it. And trust me, guys, they do. They file for irreconcilable differences, and then, you know, your family's just gone. There isn't really a thick and thin these days. Through thick and thin, till death do us part. No, it's more like until she gets bored and wants to return to Instagram. So, no, you know, like, this is not a good deal for men. I don't encourage men to get married. Men can do whatever the hell they want. They don't have to listen to me. You know, I'm not saying that men have to listen to me or what I say here on this channel. You know, do whatever it is that you wish to do with your life. But I certainly don't recommend it to dudes at all. I think it's a very risky decision.
You got to start orienting yourself to be that way. And if you're not, then that's on you. But it just goes to show how women really do only want two things, more and something else, it seems. And it's really something to behold, to see a woman just so ungrateful and having everything that she could possibly want at her disposal. This woman obviously was, you know, she had her nails done, she had makeup on, like at the gym. I don't get that, but she had her makeup on, and you know, you could tell that she's eating well. She looks reasonably healthy, and yet on the inside, it's just not there. It's just not there. And that's a lot of men and women nowadays. But men at least seem to me like they give a shit about trying to make things work. Women don't want to start giving a shit until it's too late.
Yeah, I couldn't have said that better myself, man. Right? And the reason why so many women don't give a damn about making it work is because they know that, number one, there'll always be a safety net for them, whether that be the government or another dude paying. And number two, women just have so many options and people in their ears these days telling them that, hey, it's all right, don't worry, just leave your man. You need to find someone better. Oh, what's that? He didn't buy you this particular thing, or he disagreed with you on this. Oh, you got to throw the whole man out. There would be so many men out there who would be ready, willing, and able to treat you better. And the problem is, when you treat men like they're completely disposable, and when you treat the institute of marriage like it's just this thing that you can throw away whenever it is that you feel like it, then a lot of guys are just simply going to, you know, completely opt out of the equation altogether. But let's continue to this man's conclusion, shall we?
So, you'll create a soul tie no matter what. But how that works is depending on how you move forward. But really, what I wanted to get across here is just displaying why I understand why there are a lot of men that encourage me not to get married. There are a lot of men that also have have told me that they wish to see more young people married, but they're all older than like 65, 70 years old. Nearly all the other men have said that it's not worth it, or they're pretty silent when I ask about it. I'm like, well, what kind of things have you learned from marriage? It's like, well, to just be quiet and let her do what she wants. These people are not even attracted to each other. Like they don't even want each other. They're just there to be there. I don't want that kind of relationship. Who wants that kind of relationship where you're just like, well, like Eeyore or something? Like you're gonna act like Eeyore in your relationship? Hell no. No, I'm not gonna be doing that.
I think that pretty much sums up the whole video right there, doesn't it? What he just said at the end. No, I'm not going to be doing that. Couldn't have said it better myself. Guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments as well. If you're interested in supporting the channel, getting some more episodes that are no longer here available on YouTube anymore, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. The link will be at the top of the video description. Guys, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.